rather not see. And that is 30 full minutes, 35 full minutes.
Yeah.
Tony Soto and Casey Lane.
You seemed a bit biased on which one that you were more excited about.
It was because I was choking from all the marijuana that I smoke since I have such a problem with marijuana.
I didn't say it's a problem for you. It's just a problem for everyone else.
I need to know who these everyone else is.
A lot of people are talking.
This royal we that you like to talk about so much. Hello, YouTubes.
Hi,
it's
YouTubes.
Your favorite gays, your favorite vocal fries. Back again.
Prime time.
Is this still prime time? Is 9 p.m. prime
8
time?
to 10 is prime time.
That's right. We can use dirty words now.
Well, thank God finally we have permission.
It's nice to be like is this weird? This light here, that
I mean, it's not it's not unnoticed. I mean, no, it's fine. You're high. That's why you think it's weird.
Oh my God. You know what? We're going to try a Saturday afternoon show.
No, I like Wednesday nights. Come on.
Just at least once so I can get good and stoned between 5 a.m. and whenever we record, so I can show you how it could be at any time of the day.
Here's the thing, Tony, as you said or screamed last week, you're this high all of the time when we're doing a show. So I'm not, and it was a very good show. And I agree. I was at first a little like, oh, wow. But I was only upset you got high because that you were that high, because you were like on this high. And then all of a sudden we started fighting. And it was like a tad in my mind, like over the top. But then I realized this is just who you are now.
Well, you started fighting and I was defending myself.
No.
It was like an Israeli Gaza moment where, like bombs were dropped on Tony Soto. It was like, bah, 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 bah. And Tony Soto's just like, all I want is water,
Well, drink some fucking water. You have water.
I'm not blowing up my colleges, that kind of thing. Like, stop destroying my future.
Look, the only people who have destroyed their future from Columbia College in Chicago are those who attended.
First of all, anyone can get in, but not everyone can graduate. All right.
I believe that.
Not everyone could graduate. It was a tough program.
It was a tough program. Just saying, I wonder how Columbia College Chicago's president is dealing with the student unrest.
Oh my God, I can just imagine a Columbia College Chicago protest. So much weed smoke in the air, like literally, like.
Was that a skunk bomb? No, someone's just smoking some skunk.
Everyone has some kind of autism, so it's all very like, hey, a lot of headphones and. A lot of handmade.
I don't see much difference from my side of the screen.
a lot of interpretive dance when they're hoping that everyone's looking, theater school.
Yeah, I got it.
Arts
we
college.
Had alternative high schools in when I was growing up. I don't remember what you kids were like.
Try to call Columbia College an alternative high school?
Yeah,
I went to an alternative high school. I know what an alternative high school is. I dropped out of the high school, right, and then went back, but I went back to an alternative high school, and I was like, oh wait, I can come at 10 and I can leave at 2. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, what suckers just doing regular school? You only got to be there 10 to 2.
Yeah.
I wish I remembered those teachers' names. They were so patient with me. I think one of them's name was Mrs. Dill. If that's right. I think that's right. Very patient with
Well, thank you, Mrs. Dill. Look at what you've done. You've created one of the great alternative high school graduates of all time.
None of my alma maters are contacting me for anything. They're not like, hey, tell us about what a success story you've become.
Yeah. And for the amount that you talk about your debt, I'm sure that they're like, we've heard that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you mean the debt? What debt? You haven't paid us a dime. And it's like, you've been running from us for decades. It's like, yeah, well, get the hint.
Yeah. Don't touch
I'm
it.
not a good investment. Here's the thing. Once all of your money, the royal use, once like I know how to live poor. I've been poor. This is the good thing about like this is why like I don't know why people are so scared. Like once the rich people lose all their money, I mean, we watch Titanic. We know what happens when they lose their money. They all kill themselves because they fucking don't know how to do shit. Poor people, you're good. Like I'm good. I know how to be poor. I know how to like be hungry and like, suffer. It's these people with money, once the dollar doesn't matter, they're the ones.
Yeah. So all of our rich listeners out there, you're fucked.
Yeah, R.I.P. bitches. You better fucking learn you better cosplay as a broke person. What's that song? I want to live like common people. I want to do whatever common people do. Yeah.
Like common people.
Yeah,
Great song.
Yeah, he's unapologetically British with his voice.
Jarvis Cocker. Well, I'm
He's all
sorry.
like,
I think
"Would
he's
you like
allowed
a
to
Coke
be
on
British.
ice?" Or something like, what is that? It's like, cockroaches down the wall. It's like,
Yeah.
all right. It's like, all right.
You can call your daddy. You can stop it all. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a great song.
You can stop it all.
Yeah, that's how British people sound, Tony. Okay, you don't. First of all, how dare you? Because you don't even like music and you don't like movies.
Now you just love the British, huh? Now you just
I love British musicians.
Hold the British's testicles and just suck on their dicks, huh?
I love a big British uncut cock.
Listen, I don't trust the country who gives you 3 ice cubes. All right, when you know you have shitty air conditioning in this pub. Like, how dare you? It's already fucking warm in here.
It's just a waste of ice. Is a waste of water.
3 ice cubes when I ordered a vodka and soda. Like, you better put. I was one of those Americans. Every time I've ever been to the UK, I'm like, I need you to put a couple more ice cubes in that. Yeah. I need you to.
And they were like, "Can someone?"
They rolled their eyes.
And they were like, "Can someone please smoke this fag?" And no, I'm not talking about a cigarette.
Yeah. No. They love to roll their eyes about it, and I'm like, and see, they can do that because tip culture doesn't exist there. So I don't give a shit. Roll your eyes all you want. Just make my fucking drink right.
There you go. And that's why most of the world hates Americans, and there are a lot of reasons why. But a lot of them are for military and exploitation reasons. But also, don't forget, there are people like Tony Soto who goes over.
I've never been an unliked American in any European country I've ever been in. I've always been adored. All right.
Same.
So they like Americans that don't like America.
Yeah, no, okay. I mean, I trash talk America everywhere I go.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, everywhere but here.
I do it here too. It's just I don't do it vociferously enough to appease these fucking Americans.
You truly don't.
Well, you know who I'm not trying to fucking
you're like one of those travelers
Americans.
Like
I'm not trying to appease Americans.
Before everyone started hating Canada too, you'd be one of those American travelers that have a Canadian flag on your backpack.
No, I would never do that.
During all those terrible videos of the Iraq War. Do you want to do a show? Would you like to do a show?
Yeah, on Saturday. Let's put a pin in this one.
Oh, I love you. Do you want to do a little podcast here? Prime time. Yeah,
we better hurry up or else we'll fall into outside of prime time.
Alan Strickland Williams doesn't even watch anymore. It's too late.
He's in Florida right now, or Georgia. Is
that where he is?
He thinks he's in Georgia.
Well, then he's good and drunk. It's midnight there, right?
We love you, Alan.
We love you, Alan. Because we know you will watch. Where are you, Saul? Why don't you ever tell us we do great?
Wow.
Fritz tells us we do great. Fritz tells us. Sometimes. Not as much as he should.
That's all right.
Don't they know that if you don't applaud, I die? Okay, I'm going to get the timer ready.
Got it. Yeah, that's right. Right. Like if you don't applaud, fairies die. So that does make sense, actually. Come on, Tink.
I fucking hate you.
Clap for Tink, everybody.
Please. Okay, we're going to give you a 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that's just like the Barbie movie because we don't get the credit we deserve from the Academy. Which Academy? Who knows? But any Academy, that's for goddamn sure. With your hosts, Ken number one, Casey.
And I am a Knuff. I am a Knuff. I am Knuff. I've never seen the movie. Just been watching the thing. Tony Soto. You know what? You know who we are looked over by? Are the queerities like our Academy? Because, you know, that's where they give all those awards to all those bad gay people that make bad gay content. Is our gay content not bad enough for us? Like I think that we roll out some pretty steady, continuous bad gay content. And on the upside of the bad, if I can be so bold as to say that.
Yeah.
I have seen people who are up for these queerity awards, and I'm just like,
well, you know, actually, now that I'm remembering, I was actually on an honorable mention queerty list for up and coming queer comedians.
Yeah, you're also a comedian to look up to or whatever. And now you're a secretary. So
thank you.
I say that with love. I'm glad that you're employed because one of us has to work, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, every time you make comments like that, I do question whether
I love that you're working. Shut up.
You.
All right. I'm doing a show at 9:14 in the evening. All right.
Yeah, you do, which I love. Which I love. I know. We actually, this is like the same time we started last week, as I was saying, because we got into a long, drawn-out fight, and we're not doing that this week. Now you're just making snide comments to my face, but without yelling them into my face, and I'm actually okay with that. Just keep them snide and at a decibel level that my ears can handle at this extended hour. Prime time.
I got to keep the listeners laughing. All right. If it's sometimes at your expense, Casey Lai.
Yeah.
I can. Alan Strickland Williams in the house. Everybody, applause. Just entered the chat. It's got to be like 12. It's 12:15 Florida time right now. So he's good and lit. Just had a birthday. Happy belated.
Happy belated, Alan. We love you. Honestly, guys, our viewership on YouTube is so exclusive that you can sign on and get shouted out right now. You know, anytime. We record prime time Wednesdays now, okay? What are you doing on a Wednesday night? Come on. Yeah. What day is Survivor on? Probably not Wednesday. Watch us. We're both survivors. We've been surviving for years.
And let me tell you, it's very easy to power nap up until, because, you know, it's funny because Casey is very communicative, to say the least.
I'm sorry, what does that mean?
She wants me to know her every move.
Oh, I thought you meant like
leading up to her leaving her job and then getting on to the record. And so she's just texting, just like cha-ching, text, cha-ching, text. And finally it's like, hey, are we doing this? Oh, wow. Ellipses, question mark. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're doing this. I just don't need the play-by-play on every text message you send me. Let me know when you're logging on.
I will say it's funny because you like my ellipses question mark wasn't some kind of like annoyance. I was just wondering, but the way that you responded, I got annoyed at you. So I will give you a pass for inferring my tone through text.
How did I respond?
Yeah, I'm just not responding to every update. Let me know when you're logging in. Is what he said.
Do you hear how nasty he reads my voice, ladies?
Am I wrong?
This is GPHH after dark.
Does this feel like high school? And guys are like, "Oh, this is how Tony sounds like. Why don't you cry about it and smoke more weed, you gay bitch?" You know what I mean?
But mind you, there was like 6 text messages from Casey.
There were three text messages, five in total.
Thank you. So
keeping you abreast.
Well, listen, would you like to talk about some topics?
Yeah, I want to talk about topics.
Because at this point, I want to start right off with the white gays, because as of right now, I have a real problem with them.
No, that's not news, but let's see which lucky white gays are.
You know, a white gay with a strong brow I can do without most of the time.
Do I have a strong brow?
Your eyebrows.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think they're great. I love your eyebrows.
Thanks.
However, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good
They
thing.
seem triggering to you based on the latest
Well,
news story.
since I can't seem to get it off the TikToks ever, I am tuned in
Yeah.
to all the fresh scandal. And let me just preface this by this. I've never quite trusted white folks that adopt brown children. Just saying that. I just want that to be
Okay.
said
That's fair.
because I'm from a religious background and I know white folks who have adopted brown folks, and it seems like a savior complex. However, there are these two white gays of money. All right. They come from some kind of money. I don't know what it is, but they adopted a little black girl, little black baby.
Uh,
And the wife gay, if you know what I mean.
yeah. The bottom.
Immediately got on the TikToks and makes a video with the infant baby in the gay's arms, and the gay is just brushing the baby's head, brushing it with a soft baby brush. It wasn't like it was like, steel wool or nothing.
Thanks.
All the while being like, attention, black people of black TikToks, you black folks. I have taken one of your own as my own, a black baby. I don't know how to take care of this black baby. This black baby's hair is weird to me. I have no clue. Please, black TikTok, help me raise this baby I paid cold hard cash for so I could carry it around in lieu of a dog because I have allergies.
Those are not the
exact
words.
It's a paraphrase. It's a light paraphrase. Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty spot on, truthfully, but I don't have that white accent. However, well, it found its way to black TikTok. I just need the world to know. He did find its way to black TikTok. However, I do not think it was what he wanted. I don't think it was the was the reaction he wanted. I'm interested in your thoughts, Casey, on accessory babies.
I think that I agree
with accessory babies. Like like put a fucking.
Well, I want you guys all to meet the new addition to my family, and her name is Beth because she's white. But I look. I mean, I want to believe in the humanity a bit more than you do, and I want to believe that they. And I do. I think the mistake is going on to TikTok, and like tagging, like being like, hey, black TikTok, help me out with my new baby's hair, because that's a little performative. And I just feel like, all moms on social media trying to be moms are fucking performative, and I think that you have to be aware of what you're like. I mean, I guess my question is, compared to those gays in the airport freaking out about Dolly and Shelby, their dogs, a couple of weeks ago,
I think they love their daughters more than this one's going to.
I think that's unfair. I think that's unfair to these new dads.
Here's the thing.
You don't know. They're excited to be dads. They're excited to be dads.
Have you seen these homosexuals? These homosexuals reek of everything that I probably will not like of a homosexual. And look, I am all for gays being able to adopt. I think that as a whole, a homosexual can fucking give a baby a pretty good life, because they're not tied down to all that breeder brainwashing bullshit.
Okay. And
gays, for the most part, have money. However, there is this. Well, I mean, not so much now they want to have kids and whatnot, but we, for the most part, have a more disposable income. However, because homosexuals are very much like straight people, because we want so badly to just be just as normal as they are, there is this fucking trend on social media where there are these parent influencers where they are like they just fucking busted that Mormon bitch and her business partner in Utah because one of their kids they had shackled up escaped and found help.
Were these straight people?
Yeah.
Straight people are worse.
But what I'm saying is mommy influencers, daddy influencers, if you're using a child to get likes or to get free product, and that's what they're saying about this bald homosexual with the strong eyebrows, is that he was reaching out for branding shit, knowing he was about to adopt a baby. And was all like, and so then immediately he gets on and bed's like, I don't know. How long have you been shopping for this baby? Like, and why did you get a black baby? If the first thing you're going to do is be like, oh, this thing that is so controversial about people of color and that, like, you know, they're fighting to like keep their hair and keep their hair representation and you know how important the crown is to people of color, you're going to get on and be like, oh, me don't know. I just boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, I think. I mean, really I don't know enough about how adoption works to know whether you get to like pick
if you
shop for a baby
on TikTok. You can get a baby. I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, I would hope that it's a little harder to get a baby than it is a car, but I also would hope in this country it would be harder to get a gun than it is a car, and it's not. So again, I don't know. Everything's backwards, and the world is weird. I don't want to jump to these are bad, evil people because they made a glaring mistake. But I will say the impulse to Shopify your baby is definitely not a strong tell up front.
You're right. These white gays are they're giving off Israel vibes. You know what I mean? They're occupying this little brown piece of land.
The one thing I was thinking,
and of course you're like, they're making a bad mistake, but I don't hate them. It's like, all right, well,
okay, all right. You know what I'm going to be pretty annoyed with until this genocide ends is ceasefire is every disagreement we have comes back to me supporting Israel somehow, which I don't begin with. It's fresh. Yeah, it's like it's getting less fresh. I have to say. But you're in for a long year, guys. If every show is about Donald Trump winning and Israel.
Oh, by the way, I've done some thinking, and I'm over all of you fucking centrist liberals being like, when Donald Trump wins, I'm fucking tired of this pity bullshit, this cry nonsense, and here is why. Y'all shut up. First and foremost, the fucking primaries are happening right now. And yes, Trump is winning, but they're not turning out numbers. It is a small percentage of how many actual Republicans are represented in all of these states. And here's the thing. There is something out there called Republicans that will never again Trump. They are never again Trump. And here's what they do like. They love war. And they love Jews because Jews have to die in Israel, so their book will end. So here's the thing. Genocide Joe loves war. He loves killing brown folks. He likes to be behind it. I mean, he wants to just give the weapons. He doesn't want to actually be dropping them, but he wants to give them. He wants the American stamp of approval. So here's the thing. This is all he has to do is play up to those fucking moderate conservatives who love war but hate Trump and be like, look, I'm going to keep letting the Israelis kill those Gazans. I promise the Palestinians will die. And so then they're going to be like, all right, we're going to keep you for 4 more years. You're going to probably die anyway. So cool. And Trump's going to lose the election again. So,
well, I don't disagree that Trump's going to lose the election. I think that argument or reasoning is a tad simplistic. But only because,
of course you do. Of course, that's what everyone says. It's a tad simplistic. Oh, a tad.
For a couple of reasons. One, the people who support the Jews because they want them to die in an Armageddon are not the same who are moderate Republicans.
Literally, anyone who believes in God believes that. So that's everybody.
That's not true.
Well, then you're not a Christian.
No, I'm not a Christian.
Don't get into the semantics when it comes to the book. That's how the book
Yeah,
ends.
but that's it.
No
But
matter what denomination,
okay.
whatever denomination it is, that's how the book always ends, and it has to do with bloodshed of Jewish people in Israel. That's how the book ends. I didn't write it. So the thing is, as a whole, folks believe that shit.
I know that people believe that, but I would say most practicing Christians don't believe in the end times like that. I think that is I think a lot of people do, real, hardcore Christians, but there are plenty of people who don't buy into that. One.
No, first of all, not enough.
Okay, not enough. No. I'm not. I'm not here defending Christians. The point was that I also agree with you that I'm not saying Trump is a lock for it, because I think that one thing that I think the media needs to stop ignoring Trump a little bit. I hate to say that because I hate seeing him all the time, but the reason why people got fed up with Trump was because he was out. All we did was have to fucking hear him fucking speak and spout nonsense. And I think that we don't see that as much. And he's off of Twitter and all those things. And so we don't fucking get the onslaught, and people kind of forget how fucking bad he is. So the more we see him, the more people will remember what a fucking raging fucking piece of shit and a lunatic and a chaos agent that he is. And so I think that will be a big part of it
once,
as well.
And he hasn't changed. Like, this is the thing.
No, he won once, but he lost once too.
But what I'm saying is Donald Trump has not ever changed. So this idea that suddenly the sycophants are going to wake up and realize.
I'm not saying the sycophants. I'm saying there's a lot of voters who forget. Look, everyone is stupid, and people have a very short attention span, especially in this fucking day and age. And so people and everyone, I'm sure there are plenty of people who fucking who call Joe Genocide Joe, who are like, you know what, maybe Trump wasn't so bad. And then he's going to come back, and they're going to remember how fucking bad he was. They'll be like, oh, he didn't have a genocide, at least, He's better than Joe Biden, morally less corrupt than Joe Biden.
He definitely had one brewing. But here's the thing. What it comes down to is Trump's not going to, I do not believe now. And what just because I'm just so tired of hearing liberal voices saying, fine, can't wait for Trump. Oh, yep, well, fine. Oh, well, Trump. It's like, shut up. There are more war-loving fucking scum out there than you think. We're in the middle of one, whether we are or not. We have our hands in many, and that's what GJ is going to double down on. Good old Genocide Joey is going to be like, I'm going to be a wartime president if it kills him.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. First of all, I probably will kill him. One. Two, I disagree with you. You're just like the way in which this issue has become Joe Biden is evil and just your regular fucking politician. Up until this point, progressives thought Joe was the best fucking president we've had since FDR when it came to social reform in this
in this country.
And local is national shit.
No one's ever talked about nationally that he's fucking big.
Internationally or nationally?
Internationally. No one's ever been like that's we've
never no U.S. president. Never have we had a president.
Exactly.
Okay? Even fucking 100%. Carter was up in conflicts internationally. Okay, and that is it's impossible to run the country. It's impossible to run this country with all of the fucking nefarious interests that are actually in control and not have your fucking hands dirty.
But it's not. Okay. Oh, please. First of all, I'm tired of talking about all of these other brown dirty hands that people want to talk about too.
I'm not talking about brown dirty hands. I'm talking about oil money
that's exactly what you're talking about. These countries that have the oil, these nasty
I'm talking
Saudis,
about America,
these nasty Arabs or whatever. Like that. Wait.
I'm talking about business. That's who's controlling the country.
I'm talking about his international politics is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Listen, I agreed with what he was doing here locally. I said that. I said he was too fucking old, but I said he was getting shit done on a bipartisan level, which is something that Republicans never thought he could do. It just so happens that fucking Nettie got all fucking jumpy and wanted to slaughter some people on our dime, and the country's speaking out and saying that's not what we want, and he's saying, yeah, that's what we're going to keep doing now.
Agreed.
That is, and I'm sorry, but it's like, if like, then tell me what the whole experiment is about if the people don't really have the voice, because it's coming in loud and clear, Joey. Come on, GJ, you can't even finish a fucking speech now at any of your campaign fucking meetings anymore. No, you can't even finish a speech now, and it's embarrassing for you. And you're still doubling down. And we got to be like, and we got to be like, oh, yeah, absolutely. The DNC has a,
he needs to get out. He needs to get out of. He needs to. I'm interested to see how it goes. I hate how it has gone. But if Biden sticks with Netanyahu to the end, I will severely question his fucking judgment, because there's no one on the side of, like, justice and righteousness who want anything to fucking do with Netanyahu or anything to do with what Israel is doing. And it is increasingly weighing him down worse than fucking Vietnam was weighing fucking LBJ quit because of Vietnam. And this is what Joe's going to be on, because no one is excited about Joe, and no one is, and that is hard to run against, even with like the biggest piece of shit in the world to ever run for president, who you're up against, who is would be a pretty fucking easy person to beat from anyone else when you have this major issue. I mean, like, I was like, this is what it was up until October 7th. I was like, this is what we're doing. And he's proven to me he's beaten and he's overcome all of these odds before everyone has counted him out from the minute he started running for 2016, and he won and he kept, winning, and he got shit done. And I was like, okay, this is actually going better. And maybe it does take an old fucking steady hand on the fucking wheel to move this country forward. But this has fucking derailed the goddamn train, and something needs to change, and something needs to change screaming that, because no one cares. I agree with you, and I know how I know it is because it's being screamed into my ears every Wednesday. Absolutely. And so all of my listeners, and the feedback and thank you so much to the listeners who do DM me and reach out to me, because someone was like, aren't you exhausted? Yes. Yes, I'm exhausted. But you know what? Who my heart really, because you know what I fucking hate about this is this is making me look like I somehow care about the human animal. You know what I mean? It does. It really does. But truthfully, it's like we get so up in arms when we see something bad happen to one of our four-legged friends out there in the world, like so broken up and so fucking, but people are talking more about the Barbie snub than they are about what's happening in fucking Palestine. And here's what I'm gonna say, and here's what who my heart really hurts for. Because it's already been proven that Israel and the United States does not care about brown faces. Like, the poor Gazans, the poor Palestinians are doomed, and that fucking breaks my heart. But what it really comes down to is that Netanyahu and fucking GJ is like really fighting still hard on like playing up these hostages. These hostages. Oh, yeah. They don't give a fuck about these hostages. When we're seeing these hostages like interrupt like meeting with the fucking cabinet in Israel, like going in and interrupting when Netanyahu was like, there will be no ceasefire, after Hamas was like, look, give us back our people, give us 2 months and we'll give you all these hostages. And he was like, no deal. And they're coming in and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, and they're so fucking emotional because they don't know if their relatives are still alive, but they're still being used as a fucking pawns in this whole debacle. It's not about the hostages anymore. And it's not about October 7th anymore, to be quite truthfully. It's becoming agreed. And honestly, the good people of fucking Israel need to fucking step up too and demand the fucking end to the Netanyahu regime and to the genocide, because it is, it's like, if all of this is for the, survival of the Jewish race, this is not helping. It never has. It never has been. Helping. Look, it's like, how do you become the most hated people? It's like, go around and fucking have your hands in every nefarious thing across this goddamn planet. Hold on a second. They are militarily involved in
tons of shit across this fucking globe, and don't sit
Yeah,
here
but
and
that's
try
a
to paint the
country. That's
picture
a
that
country.
it's not.
That's a
So
country.
they
That's
are
a
doing.
country.
Oh, that's just expected.
You said if you don't want to be the most
That's
hated people in the world.
yeah.
And again,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
the
like
thing
for
is
me, it
that's
is.
the equivalent. You can't be like, we want a country that is solely for Jews.
Yeah.
We want a country that's solely for Jews, and then fucking do this shit and not have people be like, damn, I'm kind of pissed off at Jews. Like, you can't have it both ways.
I agree. They have done a good job of wrapping all anti-Semitism into criticism of the country, and that is it's fucking effective. It's it's bad. I just don't. I wanted to talk about the Barbie snub.
But what about Margot and Greta? But what about Margot and Greta?
Those poor white women. Come on.
That was the thing.
Those rich white women.
So I'm not on Twitter anymore. I know, I'm so brave. But apparently Hillary Clinton tweeted out something about the injustice of those poor white ladies who didn't get their accolades for their white movie about a white doll. And America Ferrera and Ryan Gosling did. But she tweeted something, and it just went badly. Everyone was like, yeah, God forbid we talk about the mothers in Gaza who are having cesareans with no anesthetic. By all means, let's talk about the Barbie movie. But I have yet to see it. You have recently seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I've seen it.
Well, you didn't see it up until recently because we talked about maybe seeing it together.
Yeah, but I've decided that we should just keep our interactions to the podcast.
Well, then
I want to sit in the theater with you and you start yelling about, injustice, which is I love about you.
Then how do you feel about this injustice? This fucking award show injustice? Do you think that Margot and Greta were snubbed?
I watched Barbie and it was like, I liked it. At no point was I like, game changer of the world. They have reclaimed what it means to be a filmmaker, a woman, and an American. Thank you, Greta and Margot. Also, where's Margot from? She's like South African. She's Australian. Anyway.
So are you saying that Ryan and America might not even be deserving their nomination?
I think America was great. For everything else, like most things though, I like the smaller, moodier movies. And so I didn't think Barbie was.
Did you see the DiCaprio movie?
No, I haven't found 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Is that how long that is?
It's pretty long.
They really want you to see brown people getting murdered for hours.
I do love Scorsese, and I love, and he makes a great long movie.
And we love a good white cowboy killing an engine, don't we?
I love Italians, men who make movies. So that's why I love Martin Scorsese. I don't love all Italian men who do all sorts of things, but the ones who make the movies are
your love of the Mussolini. I haven't seen any of the Oscar films.
No, that's not your thing. I've seen a bunch, and Barbie was not my favorite of the lot.
But I can say what I don't like the face of. Like, you know how you like I don't like your face. Like I don't like your face. Maestro, I don't like your face, Maestro.
Well, that's because is that because I hate to say it is because it's a famous Jewish face.
How
Tony?
dare you?
Why you don't
How
like the face?
dare you? Wasn't she a musical theater queen?
Leonard Bernstein.
She was a queen. I know
she was a bicon, a real bicon.
That's right. Yeah. I know that she was a queen, and that is barely touched on in the movie.
No, it's totally touched on. That's the crux of the movie.
Apparently not so much for the gays, because I watched a review about it and they're like, it was overwashed. Or anyway, here's my thing. He did like a month's worth of work
in the butt
to learn how to direct a musical number, and it was like 30 seconds of the movie. And it from the beginning, I was like, he's pandering. He wants an Oscar so
Yeah.
bad. Like, oh God. And you know, it just reeks. It's like, I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's bad in what he does. I don't, but I'm just like, I don't care about you.
Yeah.
Brad. Is his name
Like
Brad?
Wedding Crashers, Bradley Cooper is so fucking funny and so cute, and Wet Hot American Sunny when it was summer, when he like young, fun, loose Bradley Cooper, I absolutely adored.
Yeah,
I
well, now
don't.
she's trying to be serious.
Well, everyone tries to be serious. You know, Lady Gaga's serious now.
Look, be more
Thanks
like
to Bradley Cooper.
McConaughey. You know, like McConaughey just keeps doing what he wants to do. Like he doesn't. It's like, you know, like be a McConaughey. Don't be a Cooper.
Yeah, I don't know.
You never see McConaughey hanging out at a Scientology church. You know,
no.
Scientology.
No, well, I mean, he's too like high on ayahuasca.
Yeah, he's been smoking weed as long as I have all day. So.
Yeah, I didn't love Maestro. I mean, it was no Tar if we were talking about movies about composers. Tar was exciting.
Is that with Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, that was with Queen Elizabeth. No, it was with another genocidal maniac.
No, but it's
Tar,
from the lady
no,
who
Tar
played,
was.
Didn't she play?
Oh, the original Kate Blanchett. Yeah, or not like original Elizabeth I.
Yeah, don't tell me about words. I know about queens.
Well, I know. Well, sorry.
See, I know about Leonard being a queen and fucking. I know the queens. Don't tell me about queens.
Kate Blanchett is a queen.
Well, queen, we've come to the end.
Wow, that was so focused.
We did it. I feel like we solved some world problems this 30 minutes. Truthfully,
I think
if the right people listen, if the right people, you know who you are. If you are the right, just like your mom says,
yeah.
If the right people,
yeah. If my cousin Christian is listening, if Benjamin Netanyahu is listening, you know,
I'm not signing no billionaire contract with Xenu or Israel or otherwise. So
I don't know what that means.
Don't be talking about no Benjamin Netanyahu's.
Well, I'm just saying maybe if he's listening, he would hear what we have to say respectfully about what's going on in Palestine, and hopefully maybe he'd be like, "Well, I've lost the gays, so maybe I should."
Yeah. Tell people, speaking of gay people, what kind of gay nonsense are you getting up to?
Well, I'm gonna get fucked in the butt maybe sometime this weekend, and then maybe do some poppers at a rave. No, I am. You can see me.
Black parents or anyone who
What
knows
are you
what's doing
doing?
Black children's hair, please help me in the comments. Thank you.
Black children.
Yeah, I mean, I at least he's trying to you know, do right by his new black baby. You know,
you make me so mad. Tell me what you're doing in life.
I'm going down to the adoption agency and I am getting myself a Latino baby, and I'm naming him Tony because I'm starting over. I'm starting the pairing over. So I'm going to have a new podcast called Gay Baby 15 Minutes because we can't stay up that long. And, you know, just trade one gay baby for another. Gay Latino baby for another. And we'll see, you know. I have a job now. I'm sure I'm a prime candidate for adoption in this country. You know? Easier to get a baby than it is to get a car.
Oh my God.
And I'll tell you what I need, a new car.
Jesus.
And I hate hard work, so might as well get a baby.
Oh wait, you don't do anything besides work now, right? You don't have any gigs.
How dare you? I work just as much as you do, which is occasionally. I mean gigs. I have occasional gigs, just like you do. You can see me at the Good Night here in Los Angeles this Saturday, the 27th. I will be hosting the show. Guest host of Whiskey and Donuts at Good Night. And then on February 6th, you can see me at UCB Franklin. Come on down.
Saturday's busy. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to the Valley thing because it's also moving out of the country guys thing.
Moving out of the country. Oh, TBs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk about a
think
white
that- I-
gay.
I
Talk
think
about a
that's-
problematic white gay.
I think that's more important though, right?
Oh, I'm going to go to that too, just after later.
Oh, well, you know how I am with later.
God.
Hey y'all, if you like Tony Soto and want to know what she's up to, why don't you come out to Precinct on the 28th, Sunday, January 28th for Box Stars with me and Meatball. That's right. It is a go-go person competition, and the winner can win $300. And we do consensual objectification.
That's a fun show, guys. I like that show.
It's a
Go to
very
that
fun show.
I
It
wanna go.
starts at, I think, 5 o'clock and it goes until 8 o'clock. So come on out and hang out with me and Meatball. We're great, fun drag queens. Also, I am the Tony Soto Show on Instagram and TikTok. But if you want to see what I'm doing in drag besides that, Tony Soto Productions on Instagram. This has been another GPHH Primetime. And we'll be back again next week with more, yelling into microphones at each other. Goodbye.
Bye, bye, bye.
We did.